Warriors, Merry Christmas. I want to do this video today. Now, it's not going to be a super positive video, but what I'm working to do is open up the mind and awareness of people. My name is Coach Shavy. I am the top health and mindset coach in the world. What you believe in your heart, you think in your mind will eventually become your words and become your reality. As you guys know, if you've been watching my YouTube channel, I'm in quarantine for 14 days here in a hotel because of a pandemic, right? So there's a narrative going on. And today I'm going to break down for you the Hegelian Dialect. Problem, reaction, solution. Now, the reason why I'm doing this, Warriors, is because I genuinely care for people. I genuinely am trying to get people to wake up. Now, what I tell my Warriors in my academy is don't believe a word I say. You don't have to believe a word I say. What I'm asking you to do is challenge what I say and do your research. I'm pretty much trying to trigger you so that you'll open up your mind and awareness. Try to prove me wrong. By proving me wrong, this will allow you to go down the rabbit hole, to pull out your fishing pole, and start to ask questions. I have started to question everything since 9 years ago when I was in the banking system. My brain works completely backwards. I'm able to connect the dots. When I'm talking to another human, I'm able to reverse engineer everything to see where the actual intentions are coming from. And that's how I've been able to do my investments. That's how I've made my decisions. That's why I walked away from corporate America, a high-paid vice president job to start my Warrior Academy. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. Now I'm going to first show a video. Not a feel-good video. It's from the explosion in Nashville today, right? Very tragic thing happened. I'm not sure if there was any deaths. I don't know much about it, but I just saw the news and it's all over TikTok, right? So I'm going to show you this video. It's pretty intense, right? But I want to walk you through a narrative after this. I'm not saying anything about the Tennessee bombing, but I want to walk you through a narrative as we go through this, okay? I want to start to open up your mind. We had a lot of news this week. We had the SEC sue XRP, or announce that they're suing XRP. The next day, the actual head of the SEC decides to leave rapidly when he was going to leave at the end of the year. Jay Clayton leaves, and then the crypto-friendly head of the SEC comes in. So there's so much stuff happening. The problem is we're making emotional decisions based on the news and the media doing what they want to us. So I'm going to break this down for you. So we're going to start with this video here of the actual Nashville bombing. Now I'm going to stop it right there. Some of the interesting things that I've heard so far about this. It was an RV that had a loudspeaker that was telling people in the area to evacuate. It was done in an area where there wasn't a lot of people, and they had evacuated the actual apartment complex before. So I'm not sure if there was any deaths, but what I want to start to paint for you is a narrative of problem, reaction, solution. This happened today. The SEC suing XRP announcement on Monday. This seems to all happen around the holidays when family members are together so we can all communicate about this stuff, right? And now I'm sitting here quarantined in a room studying my ass off for you guys. Now I've been studying all the Hegelian dialect for a long time. The New World Order is real. There's a group of the richest people in the world that are controlling our media, that are controlling the information, which controls our mindset, which controls our decisions. So you can believe it or not, but I'm going to break down what's called the Hegelian dialect, okay? So you may not have heard this before, but it's important for you to understand it. Now there's an agenda, a centralization of power, right? Those who control the media are those who control the money supply, right? They have the money supply. We went from 50 people running the conglomerates of the media down to five total companies, 5 people that own the media stations throughout the whole world. The thesis, manufactured terrorist threat. Antithesis, represents of the police state, right? The anti to the terrorist. So that would be terrorist, military, police, the anti, right? And then synthesis, the removal of freedoms, transfer of power from the many to the few. So let's walk back to September 11th. That was crazy. I think all of us probably watching this went through September 11th. Well, not all of us, right? So on September 11th, I remember right where I was sitting and when it happened. I had just gotten out of the U.S. military and I was on still inactive reserve, right? So I thought I was going to get called back into the military. Now our whole world changed from that point on. September 11th, President Bush was the president, right? Bush Jr. So what happened was after that, we no longer could go up to the gates, right? And then they had the Edward Snowden thing where he sold the government out for monitoring our phones. What happened was there was a centralization of power. There was I don't know, I'm not telling you it was manufactured, but there was a terrorist threat. There was a war on terror, okay? The war against the terrorist and the removal of freedoms in order to stop terrorism. I'm not saying September 11 was a fake. I'm just opening up your mind and awareness, okay? So that's the Hegelian dialect. It's when you hear me say problem, reaction, solution. So I'm not sure what happened this morning in Nashville, but there's obviously a problem that's causing a reaction we're going to have to come up with a solution. Okay, so I'm going to read a document to you. I'm going to break something down for you guys, and all of you guys believe in Wikipedia. Well, I'm not being facetious, but a lot of people believe in Wikipedia, right? So I'm going to start on Wikipedia, and I'm actually going to read the Northwood document to you, because eventually classified documents become unclassified. And many of you probably don't remember the Cuban crisis, right? I wasn't born during that, so let's go back really quickly and take a look. So this was March 13, 1962. I was born in 1976. But this is really important for us to understand the problem, reaction, solution. So I'm going to give you the Hegelian dialect straight from the government unclassified document. So Operation Northwood was proposed false flag operation against the Cuban government that originated within the U.S. Department of Defense and the Joint Chiefs of Staff, United States government in 1962. The proposal called for the Central Intelligence Agency, the CIA, and the U.S. government office to both stage and actually commit acts of terrorism against American military and civilian targets, blaming them on the Cuban government and using it to justify a war against Cuba. Let me read that again, okay? Operatives to both stage actually committed acts of terrorism against us, Americans, military, and civilian targets, blaming it on the Cuban government and using it to justify the war against Cuba. Now, if you click here, this is on Wikipedia, it'll pull up the unclassified document. So, you won't get the whole document, but if you just type in, if you just type in a justification for U.S. military intervention in Cuba on Google, you can actually find the PDF document. So at some point, most classified documents become unclassified. So I'm going to read this to you, and I'm going to go to Memorandum A, and I'm going to break down the step-by-step things that they say. After that, I'm going to show you the Great Reset from the World Economic Forum. What I want you to listen to after I read this unclassified document to you, I want you to think about what's happening within our world. Last year, this time, our life was somewhat normal, right? And then all of a sudden, now you're in 2020 December, and your whole life is turned upside down. You're wearing a mask, you're waiting for a vaccine, you're losing your job, about 90% of small businesses are going to get crushed, mom and pop businesses are going to be gone, the conglomerates, Walmart, Costco, Amazon, we're heading into a great reset. So there's a massive, massive problem that created a huge reaction from the people, and then they're going to come up with a solution, which I'm going to show you right here at the end of. I've showed you this video. But I want this unclassified document to open up your mind, because we're not reading this stuff, warriors. We are not reading this stuff. So now you're understanding how I do my investments. I watch what they do. I don't listen to what they say. When the XRP news came out with the SEC, I went completely opposite of everybody else. As the weak investors, the 99% were taking their money out, the people right here, Hegelian dialect, the centralization of power, was increasing their bags of XRP and cryptocurrencies, as the weak people, the people who were in the synthesis, the removal of freedom, the transfer of power to the many to the few, the many were closing their bags based on news, right? I believe the SEC lawsuit is by design. It was designed to create a problem, a reaction, And the solution was, let's fill our bags even more and make people think that XRP is going to fall apart. And then next thing you know, next year it's going to explode and people are going to become much richer. Okay? So let's dive into this. Okay, so this is the unclassified document right here. You can look this up yourself. Okay, the Joint Chiefs of Staff has considered the attack memorandum for the Chief of Operations Cuba project, which responds to a request of the Office of the Brief but Precise Description of the pretext which would provide justification for U.S. military intervention. Okay, so they're justifying why they were going into Cuba. Let me skip down. There's a lot of stuff where they repeat themselves over and over again. It's interesting. The stuff that has a lot of detail in here, like you can't even read it. It's weird that part of the document is all blurred out. I wish I could read that, but that's weird that copy is all kind of blacked out. You can actually pull it up yourself and highlight it. Okay, so I'm going to go down to Memorandum A. Just bear with me as I go down here. Okay, here we go. So let's dive down into this real quick. This stuff gets deep. Important for resolution of Cuba problem. Okay, here we go. This is where I want to get to. Since it shouldn't seem desirable, legitimate provocation. Okay, here we go. Okay, ready? So, since it would seem desirable to use legitimate provocation as the basis for the U.S. military intervention into Cuba, a cover and a deception plan. It says a deception plan to include a requisite preliminary action such as been developed in response to take 33 could be executed as an initial effort to provoke Cuban reaction. Harassment plus deceptive action to convince the Cubans of imminent invasion would be emphasized. Our military posture throughout the execution of this plan will allow a rapid change from exercise to intervention if Cuba response is justified. Okay, a series of well-coordinated incidents will be planned to take place in and around Guantanamo to give genuine appearance of being done by hostile Cuban forces. Check this out. Insist to establish credible attack, not in chronological order. Number one, we're going to start rumors. It says many rumors using clandestine radio. Number two, land-friendly Cubans in uniform over the fence to stage attack on the base. Capture Cuban friendly saboteurs inside the base. Start riots near the base main gate. Friendly Cubans. Number 5. Blow up ammunitions inside the base. Start fires. Number 6. Burn aircraft on airbase. Sabotage. Lob mortar shells from the outside of the base into the base. Some damage installations. Capture assault teams approaching from the sea or vicinity of Guantanamo City. Capture militia groups which storms the base. Sabotage ship in harbor, large fires, I can't read that part. Sink ship near harbor entrance, conduct funerals for mock victims, may be in the lieu of 10. Sink ship near harbor entrance, conduct funerals for mock victims. This isn't a classified document. United States would respond by executing offensive operations to secure the water and power supplies, destroying artillery and mortar emplacements which threaten the base. Gosh, this goes on. And remember the main incident could be arranged in several forms. We could blow up U.S. ships in Guantanamo Bay and blame Cuba. It says that. We could blow up U.S. ships in Guantanamo Bay and blame Cuba. We could blow up a drone, unnamed vessel anywhere in Cuban waters. We could arrange to cause such incident in a vicinity of Havana or Santiago as a spectacular result of Cuban attack from the air or sea or both. The presence of Cuban planes or ships merely investigating the intent of the vessel could be fairly compelling evidence that the ship was taken under attack. The nearness of Havana or Santiago would adhere credible, especially to those people that might have heard the blast or seen the fires. U.S. could follow up with the air or sea rescue operations covered by the U.S. fighters to evacuate the remaining members of non-existent crew. There's no crew there. Do you hear what they're saying? They're going to stage a boat blown up and they're going to go do a fake rescue on non-existent crew. Casualty list in the U.S. newspaper would cause helpful wave of national indication. We could develop a communist Cuba terror campaign in the Miami area and other Florida cities in Washington. So I'll stop right there, warriors. agenda, thesis, manufactured, antithesis, military goes in, removal of freedoms and power from the many to the few. Okay? Now let's step a little bit further. So now what you're experiencing right now, I'm sitting in a hotel room quarantined for 14 days. I couldn't see my kids for the holiday. I'm over it now. Good to go. We're going to celebrate after I'm out of quarantine. I'm going to have you watch this video from the Hegelian Dialect perspective. So what are we going through right now? We're going through a mask wearing, a vaccine pushing environment. People are scared. People are freaked out. People are losing their jobs. People are becoming reliant on the government and a stimulus check. And this is the solution. Listen to the words.
We have an incredible opportunity to create entirely new sustainable industries, investing in nature as the true engine of our economy.
The current global crisis has disrupted every aspect of our lives, but it has also presented us with an extraordinary opportunity, a chance to reset and accelerate efforts to improve the state of our world.
Changing our current trajectory will require bold and imaginative action, together with determination and decisive leadership. In order to secure our future and to prosper, we need to evolve our economic model, putting people and planet at the heart of global value creation. If there is one critical lesson we have to learn from this crisis, we need to put nature at the heart of how we operate. We are on the verge of catalytic breakthroughs that will alter our view of what is possible and profitable within the framework of a sustainable future. We need nothing short of a paradigm shift, one that inspires action at revolutionary levels and pace. We simply cannot waste any more time. The only limit is our willingness to act.
The empty
And
streets.
the time to act is now.
Our willingness to act, warriors. Our willingness to act, or unwillingness based on forced paradigm. We need a paradigm shift, warriors. We need a paradigm shift. Warriors, now do you see why I make decisions I do in investments? Warriors, the Great Reset is here. The fourth industrial revolution is being shoved down your throat. They're going to crunch 10 years of history into months. Warriors, they are using the pandemic as an opportunity to shift us. It's their last-ditch effort to move us into the quantum financial system. No matter what, warriors, we are moving that direction. That's why the news on XRP didn't make me flinch. It's all part of the narrative. And you're watching YouTube videos, making emotional reactions when there's a problem, reaction, solution. I know their solution. That's why I don't believe the game, warriors. Actually, I know the game. That's why I don't play the game. So I understand what they're doing, and so I react just like they do. We're staying ahead of them, warriors. We're the uncommon 1%. So warriors, if you want to join our free Facebook group down below, click the link down below. If you want to join our Warrior Academy, please feel free to. I show my actual portfolio as I manage a quantum financial system. We have a weekly crypto call. Now, if you do join, make sure you check your email. You're going to get a detailed email on how to join the academy. And if you don't get the email me at 3tfitnessgym@gmail.com. Or if you need more details, email me at 3tfitnessgym@gmail.com and put the word help in the description of what you need. We're here to help you, warriors. This is about you, opening up your mind and awareness to the possibilities for you as a human being. I love you very, very much, but damn well, don't let me love you more than you love yourself. Warriors, rise. Let's go.